In 1947, banker Andy Dufresne is wrongfully convicted of murdering his wife and her lover and is sentenced to 2 consecutive life terms in Shawshank State Penitentiary. Andy befriends Ellis Boyd, Redding, a contraband smuggler serving a life sentence. Red supplies Andy with a rock hammer for shaping chess pieces and posters of Rita Hayworth, Marilyn Monroe, and Raquel Welch to decorate his cell. Andy is frequently assaulted by the Sisters Gang, led by Boggs. In 1949, Andy overhears a guard, Byron Hadley, lamenting about the taxes on a forthcoming inheritance. Andy offers financial advice, helping Hadley keep the money, which earns Andy protection from the sisters. Boggs is severely beaten by Hadley and transferred to another prison. Andy is no longer assaulted. Andy is assigned to the prison's library to assist elderly inmate Brooks Hatlin. He begins managing the prison's financial affairs and writes weekly letters to the state for funding to expand the library. In 1954, Brooks is released but struggles to adapt to life outside and eventually hangs himself. Andy finally receives funding for the library, including a record collection. He plays an opera record over the public address system, landing him in solitary confinement. Upon his release, Andy emphasizes the importance of hope to Red. In 1963, Warden Samuel Norton exploits prison labor for profit, enlisting Andy to launder money under the alias Randall Stevens. In 1965, new inmate Tommy Williams joins Andy and Red's circle. After learning about Andy's case, Tommy reveals that his former cellmate had confessed to committing the murders for which Andy was convicted. Andy approaches Norton with this proof of his innocence. Norton dismisses the evidence, places Andy in solitary confinement, and orders Tommy killed. Andy refuses to continue laundering money but is coerced by Norton under threats. Upon release from solitary, Andy shares his dream of living in Zihuatanejo, Mexico, with Red. Andy asks Red to find a specific hayfield near Buxton if he's ever paroled. The next day, Andy's cell is found empty. Norton, enraged, throws a rock at Andy's Raquel Welch poster, revealing a tunnel Andy dug with his rock hammer over 19 years. Andy escapes through the tunnel and the prison's sewage pipes, carrying Norton's ledger documenting the money laundering. The next morning, Andy withdraws the laundered money from several banks using the Randall Stevens alias and sends evidence of the corruption and murders at Shawshank to a local newspaper. Hadley is arrested and Norton commits suicide to avoid arrest. Red is eventually paroled after serving 40 years and finds the hayfield, where he discovers a cache containing money and a letter from Andy. Andy invites Red to join him in Zihuatanejo. Reunited on the beach, the friends embrace, free at last.